Hello, this is David Astorga.
And this is Peter Weiss.
This is our final project for Computer Science 125, and this is an app based on.
So basically, we wanted to create an app that when you enter a stock ticker, it will display like a variety of information about that ticker. Just make it pretty minimalistic so there's not too much user input required, only the ticker symbol, and then it will display a variety of input that you might want to find out about for your stock.
Okay, so first we're just going to show you an example of a couple tickers of what this app does. So for example, we'll type in Apple. That's the ticker symbol for Apple Incorporation. And it shoots out the price, the annual dividend yield, market cap, book value, price earnings ratio, and shares outstanding. So pretty simple stuff that you look for when you look up a stock. And then Peter will do a couple extra.
Yeah, so if we input like a stock, this is like a healthcare company. It's looking at develop leukemia drugs. So we get the name, price, and for this example, this company doesn't pay out any dividends. So that's like a yearly percent payment that all the shareholders receive. So this company doesn't do that, so we just have a null there. And then for their market cap, that's just looking at the total number of shares outstanding times the price at which they're at. So that gives us market cap. Oh, the book value per share, which is like how value the company financially, which gives the book value, and then we divide that by share. And then finally, this company actually has negative earnings. So we have a null for our price to earnings ratio because they haven't generated positive earnings yet.
This is the code me and Peter worked on together, and I'm going to talk about what I did, the first part. So these are this is our onCreate function, so where the buttons actually do stuff. So our ticker input is where you actually enter the ticker. So this will, when you enter it, this is what makes it work. And we had a two-string, two uppercase. So if you enter the ticker symbol in lowercase, it'll just actually uppercase it for you automatically. And then our results view is just where it spits out all the information. So the stock name, the price, the dividend yield, all that stuff. And yep, that's about it. Peter?
Okay, so the next thing we did was check to see if we actually entered a ticker. So if we didn't, we'll get this message that says stock symbol cannot be empty. So just to show, if you enter, you get stock symbol cannot be empty. And then scrolling down further, we actually had all our API calls. So we used the Yahoo Finance API, and then a variety of different functions that we run on stock. So we set stock equal to Yahoo Finance, .get the symbols, and then we append each of these things. So we have the stock.get name, which is like Apple if you enter the ticker symbol AAPL. You have stock.get quote, which gives you the price, and then we just made new lines and have information describing what each of our function calls actually are. Below, once we actually append all of these things, we convert this with toString, and then that allows us to just show textual output of our results.
Okay, so this is our file on GitHub. If you want it, you can click on there, view raw, and then you'll get a file to download it. And then as I show it, we'll talk about what we want to do in the future. So in the future, we'd like to make the app even better by allowing it to extract or show graphs instead. So it'll show you graphing stuff and some other cool stuff. And then Peter also has some cool ideas.
Yeah, so we thought about maybe having an input for multiple tickers, display information about a couple of different stocks at once, or if you wanted to view historical data, we could take an input for some date to another date and then get all the prices between those two time frames, and then maybe even have a graph that shows the input over those two time frames and how price changes. But that's all we have today. Thank you for looking at our app.
Thank you.